our team is called Saluton, and it's nice to meet you all. I would like to give you a business card, but unfortunately I forgot my business cards today, and that is the opportunity and the problem that we are addressing right now. That's one of the problems that people have. They miss opportunities to connect. So, like I say, business cards, they're old-fashioned, really. They're hard to kind of deal with, bits of paper that get lost. They've got limited content. So we're kind of addressing the limitations of that media. In addition, just like people forget them. So we're also looking at social media and just social interactions. When you meet someone face-to-face, it's often difficult to make that connection that will last with them. Through their social media, they've probably got like Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, but how do you get that information from them? Maybe they can remember their user ID, but probably not. So we're dealing with both of those issues. People that are, it's a really massive market. We reckon the business cards, it's the figures that are there are just for the US for the business cards, $52 million. Social media and just people's kind of identity is just growing, and people are more mobile and on the move. So we think this is a big market. So some details of our solution. Really, it's all about the face-to-face and the first contact with someone, making that really smooth and easy to do. There's some companies that are like in the app space that are trying to address this same problem, but none of them are really doing a very sort of a successful job, in our opinion. So there's some of the competitors there. Next slide. Okay, so this is a mock-up of our mobile app design. And on the left-hand side, it's basically that's kind of your home page, and it's just presenting you with a simple set of your social accounts. And tapping on one of those would create a QR code that then the other person could scan and get the second page that you're seeing, which would be basically, like that would be what the receiver gets. And I could then, if I was the receiver, I could just go, oh yeah, John, I'll click on your LinkedIn and I'll be able to establish that connection right there in an instant. And we have a demo. So Jason, these guys have never met each other before until now. So they're both at a conference, and yeah, they've forgotten their business cards. So
it's really nice to meet you today, Offer. But do you have a Twitter account or something? I'd like to connect with you again later. But do you have a Twitter account that I? Yeah. Do you remember your what's your Twitter username? Okay, well, how about your LinkedIn? Do you remember what your LinkedIn URL is?
Something with my first and last name, a combination.
Okay, well, check this out. I have this app.
Underscore somewhere.
Okay, I have this app, so let me just, I'll share with you my Twitter and my LinkedIn here. So here's my QR code.
What do I need?
So do you have a QR reader on your phone? Okay. Yeah, just like Red Laser or something? Yeah, sure.
To our web server, pull down the profile, and now it's presented a screen which they can now see the LinkedIn profile. All of Jason's contact information is there, and they can quickly just connect.
Nice photo from like 5 years ago.
Okay, thanks. Let's do the next slide. Yeah, some features that we have. We can add the contextual information of like where, when, what were you doing. You can also transmit a message to the person with the card. You could put a note so that you can keep track for yourself. Oh, like this person's really interesting. Fine-grained control, so you can have like multiple different combinations of things you want to give to the person. Not just, you don't have to carry around like 15 different business cards. Okay. Next. Yeah, so the sales approach is the App Store, basically a free app, So most people can use it. And then a premium upgrade, which would be $15 a year, which allows professional extra features. On that slide. I think I'm out of time. Thanks.
So what customer contact or conversations did you have to validate your pricing, and how many do you think will go for your premium?
We did a survey monkey to people, and we got a lot of positive response around this is a problem. Looked like 50% of the people were really interested in this solution, and like 34% were maybe interested. So we got like a really good affirmation that, yeah, this is a problem that people are looking for a solution to. We didn't give any specific pricing to people, so we don't know.
So, am I right if I assume that if I don't know what QR code is, and if I don't have the scanner app already on my iPhone, then I'm not in your market? Is that then, actually then the person who wants to contact me isn't in your market?
No, so the app also, you can email that information, and then they'll just be able to receive it. So you'll just verbally get the email, or if the person gives you a card, you can do it that way.
Describe how you would upsell a customer from the free version to the subscription-based service, and what they would get and why they would buy it.
Well, we've been kind of going back and forward on some of the features that we would allow in the free version. But primarily the full version would be like we'd have, if you want to have a very professional, creative presentation on that image that comes up after the scan, then we would charge for like packs of themes to those. And then if you're like a salesperson who's going out and they've already got some kind of a customer relationship management system, we'll tie into that. Okay, so that's part of the upgrade, is we'll tie into that, and this would be like that meeting would go into their system automatically, like, oh, you met this person at this time in this place, and here it is in your system, so you can follow up on it. Does that answer the question? Yeah. Okay.
Cool idea. The key for something like this is going to be to get to drive adoption quickly. So what's your strategy there? And then also to follow up on the QR code question, could you not use the bump-like functionality, as an alternative means of sharing the contact info?
Yeah, we could use their API and do that. We're definitely, we're trying to be sort of technology agnostic here. QR code is definitely a bridge solution. I think NFC will sort of simplify things more in the future. So, we can try to kind of address as many ways as possible to make it work. What was the second part?
The first one was like, how are you going to drive adoption?
Yeah, so really, making it free, making it very easy to use and look very nice, and then kind of going after those early adopter people that are already familiar with QR codes and so on, people that are bloggers, social media gurus, those kind of people, really kind of target the early adopters, people that are like, big hipsters. But yeah, I think to a certain extent it can go viral as well, because the person that's receiving the card in either way can get the app, and it just would spread from that. So originally you may not have our app, but you can use the QR code scanner that you already have. A lot of people have those. Yeah.
So we thought that it would be very attractive for the receiver to organize what they're getting, because typically when we come back from a conference with a pack of cards, I don't take the time to put them in, and I lose those. So now, since I'm going to demand it from people, we're going to charge premium from the people who are going to send it to you, because these are the salesperson with a budget to sell to you. So we see the demand would come from the receivers, and the charges are going to the senders on the premium eventually.
Yeah, but to Nick's question, it doesn't feel like you've really validated the upsell sort of piece of this yet. I mean, which is fine. That maybe it just is what it is. Yeah. So the real.
For next week, but
yeah.
Well, on a technical note, some of the major advantages of this versus apps that just share like a V card or anything like that is we control the link that has all the information on it. So that QR code goes to our website, that the link provided, instead of directly just exchanging the information, which will allow us to completely control and track the information. And when we can offer analytics services, we can offer tracking services, integration with
And
CRMs.
when I accept somebody's contact info, do all the different, do all their identities, you know, Twitter, LinkedIn, et cetera, does it auto-populate into my accounts, or do I got to manually go in and?
It will it's going to provide you a link to a page that just displays all of those accounts. Now, if both people had the app, then of course, then it could automatically, link and populate them and start making connections. But we didn't want to require both people to have the app. That's what we think is a major problem with Bump. So while Bump is an exciting API, we wanted to absolutely, be able to work one way, just like we've seen with other apps that have gone viral, like Glimpse.